Get ready to hop in the time machine of nostalgia as we embark on a virtual vacation with our favorite diaper-clad adventurers. In this video, we will revisit the iconic Rugrats episode, Babies Go on Vacation. Join Tommy, Chuckie, and the rest of the gang as they take their pint-sized escapades to the beach. Relive the sandcastles, misadventures, and heartwarming moments that made this episode a cherished classic. Vacation, or Rugrats Season 4, Episode 3, is just one of those episodes where you kinda wish the parents would just catch a break. It's a trip you will not want to miss, so let's get right into it. The episode kicks off with that juicy call card theme. Just listen to that. The ba-ba is so perfect. Mozart wishes he composed that. Right away in the opening scene, we see the families of the Rugrats excitedly shutting boxes and zipping up luggage before they all meet up at an RV driven by Tommy's dad, Stuart Lewis Pickles, or just Stu. He gives the old honk of the horn, and one by one, the families load up the kids and get in the RV. But as they do so, Tommy's stuffed tiger falls out of a bag his grandpa's carrying, and he has to watch sadly from the back seat as they drive away without it. The group drives for a very long time, all through the day, before they arrive in a city with lots of glowing neon lights at night. Now, you don't need a rocket scientist to tell you that the city is Las Vegas, but if all the lights, the casinos, and the attractions don't clue you in, then Stu announces their location right after we watch the kids gawk at the lights. Dee Dee comments on how beautiful the city is at night, and Grandpa chimes in that he hasn't been in the city since the 80s, when he took it by storm. He says he won multiple jackpots and that they flew him home first class just to get rid of him. To which Drew reveals that the old man lost everything but his underwear. The scene pans over to the Rugrats, and they're talking about how beautiful all the lights are. Lillian says it's like being inside a Christmas tree. Chuckie asks if they're going to live there now, and Tommy replies that he doesn't know. Angelica, ever the older brat, informs them they're on vacation. Upon being asked what a vacation is, because they're babies, you can't expect them to know. Angelica answers that a vacation is when you get to do exactly what you want all the time. And Chuckie jokes that she's always on vacation. When asked what Slots Vegas is, she simply points out the window and declares that she's going to be a star because she's going to sing on stage in front of a lot of people. The babies wonder if now they'll get to do whatever they want. Simultaneously, the adults discuss what they want to do. The vehicle briefly stops in front of a building with lots of trees dubbed Rainforest after Tommy announces that's what he wants to do. Turns out famous magicians Heimlich and Bob are in town for a big performance. The two are parodies of Siegfried and Roy, the famous German-American entertainers who played around with big cats a lot. We mean a whole lot. Tommy plans to pet the kitties, white tigers with very sharp teeth, because they're just like the one he had to leave behind. Chuckie points out that the cats look big, but Tommy dismisses him, saying it's because the TV's so big, and urges the group to all go see them. The crew settles into a Viking-themed hotel and decide to relax at the pool. The babies discuss where they'll find the kitties. Again, huge tigers with very sharp teeth, and Tommy slides into the pool to look for them and have fun. The twins push Chuckie into the water, and the men splash water at each other before the women leave them with the babies to go on a roller coaster, under the guise of celebrating the glory and wonder of fatherhood. Talk about party poopers, am I right, fellas? All the men ditch Stu, so he's left with the 5 Rugrats. He takes them to the Viking all-you-can-eat buffet in the hotel, and the kids run absolutely wild. We've got Chuckie drinking straight from the dispenser, Phil eating an entire pineapple, peel included, and Tommy sitting in a bowl of pasta. Angelica realizes that instead of eating, she could use her wonderful voice to wow the many customers at the buffet. While she's busy making everyone's ears bleed, Tommy shows off a bone he's saving for the kitties, and Chuckie points out that they're not at the buffet. He suggests they do something else, like sit on the floor and be quiet. But Tommy is determined to find them, even though they were asked to stay put. Luckily, instructions don't matter because on a vacation, they can do whatever they want. Another glimpse of the tigers on screen in a cage has Tommy thinking they're in prison. When Chuckie points out that people go to prison because they've done something bad, Tommy replies that they're kitties and they can't do bad stuff. If you needed confirmation that Tommy Pickles is a cat lover, this is it. The babies all rally around the idea of rescuing the tigers and crawl out of the restaurant. Problem is, they've got no idea where to start looking for the tigers. They start by getting on the Viking boat, ending up at the casino. Only they think it's an amusement park. This scene has Chuckie Looney Tunes running on a roulette wheel, and Tommy climbing a stash of gambling chips to save him. Seeing a man singing up on stage, Angelica escapes from Stu to catch her big break while the man's still looking for the babies. Meanwhile, Tommy and company are still looking all around for the cats. Tommy unknowingly helps Grandpa win a jackpot, and they toddle over to another area of the hotel with the sign reading, "Polar route to the Circus Gigantus Hotel." They get on a sled and zoom off while Angelica, still in the casino, does battle with the performer for the mic. Stu scoops her up and drags her away. In the polar area, Chuckie's dad, Chas, and the twins' dad, Howie, are racing on skis. Stu gets into a sled of his own, but at this point, the babies are already at the circus. They oogle at the sights before them while poor Stu crashes into Chas and Howie with his sled. Back at the circus, Chuckie gets spooked by clowns, but Tommy assures him that they're almost at their goal. For the record, all this while they've been chasing the screen advertising the tigers. Not the real deal, but they figured the big TV will lead them to the tigers. Stu, Angelica, Grandpa, Howie, and Chas finally get to the circus, and Angelica immediately bolts because she loves the circus. Stu is still hurrying to save the kids, but he's swept up by acrobats who think he's part of the act. The babies, we cannot make this up, try to find the stairs on an elephant so it can carry them to where they need to be. Angelica commits Grand Theft Auto and steals a clown car which she uses to flex on the pitiful babies who can't even get to the kitties. Tommy asks if she can give them a ride and she's like, "Yeah, no, I'm gonna sing and be famous." Tommy tells her if she comes with him she can be on TV, and Angelica is sold. She lets them get in her stolen car and cruises past Stu, who's being shown firsthand why he didn't and would never pick a circus job. The kids drive right under the roller coaster their mothers are riding, and Angelica almost crashes the car into her dad. She keeps riding until they get to the Rainforest Resort. Following a picture of tigers on a door, they drive into a random room while the dads are hot on their trail. Stu tells the other men that Angelica said something about kitties. It's not until then that these men realize their kids are probably going to get eaten alive. They try to get into the show, but a bouncer stops them, so Grandpa has to use his winnings to get tickets. In the arena, Heimlich and Bob introduce their stunt, and the kids are above the stage, realizing that the kitties are gigantic. Tommy considers just going home, but he figures he doesn't care how big they are, and does the logical thing by planning to release two very hungry tigers onto a crowd of people. They only need to find a way to get on stage. Angelica, still on her delusion to become a star, hops into one of the boxes the stagehands are using to cart small animals onto the stage. The rest of the kids do the same for the kitties. Back on stage, the fabulous Angelica is revealed on stage during Heimlich and Bob's act, and the mothers leave their roller coaster to see Angelica up on the big screen. Angelica prances around the stage singing while the moms hurry to the venue and the performers try to catch her. Every box Siegfried and Roy, we mean Heimlich and Bob, opens reveals the rest of the Rugrats, much to the crowd's shock. The parents finally get into the arena, and Tommy finally comes face to face with the tiger's cage. But before he can become Tiger Dinner, Dee Dee literally swings in like Tarzan and swoops him up. It's funny how the little man didn't even know what a vacation meant, but he knew that a screwdriver could help him open the cage. Also, the entire scene of the performers chasing Angelica is so hilarious because were they even trying? Grandpa throws a bag of coins, and now the world knows Heimlich wears a wig. So there's animals running around, kids causing mayhem on stage, and coins all over the ground. The audience doesn't look too happy about it, but luckily, the kids are ready to leave when they see their parents. The story isn't over yet, though. The tiger's cage somehow manages to get open, and Heimlich and Bob have two very angry tigers to run from. The men slip on a pile of coins and land in the tub of milk meant for their act. All this happens with Angelica providing sweet, sweet background music to the chaos. The tigers don't immediately go for all the fresh meat around and sit down to lick the spilled milk, and Tommy finally gets to pet them. The episode ends with the kid declaring that it's the best vacation any baby ever had, with the others agreeing and Angelica singing us to the end card. An alternative title to this episode could very well have been Babies Plan Mass Murder by Wild Animal, while Toddler Revels in Delusions of Grandeur. But hey, that's just our humble opinion. You can tell us your thoughts on the episode down in the comments below.